Right, well, good morning and welcome back to the diary. Thank you for joining me. Bright sunny day, as you can see, but it was very cold overnight, frosty overnight. I had to break the ice on the net dip tank this morning, so yeah, it's been fairly cold overnight. Where am I? Well, back on the Carp Pond. The last time I came on here fishing my favourite swim, I blanked. Fortunately, my pal David was with me that day, and he saved the day with a nice double figure fish. However, during that day, I had a long chat with one of the bailiffs, and he told me about this swim, which I have to say is a bit tight, but there's a bit of a backwater, comes off the main lake just here, and the bailiff was telling me that he often sees, during the winter, he often sees the pike corralling the silverfish into this sort of bay area, and striking at the silvers. So I thought, well, it would be foolish when you get local advice like that. It would be foolish to ignore it, and so I'm here at the entrance to the backwater. As I say, it's a bit nadgery, it's a bit tight, and I can't actually get baits. I always like to fish for margins here. Those of you that have seen my previous visits here, I always get most of my fish from the margins. And unfortunately, because of the nature of this swim and the overhanging trees and things, I can't get baits in the margin. So I'll just have to make do with where they are. So yeah, been fishing about, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. Nothing to report. There are one or two others on the lake today, which frankly is unusual. It's quite often that I have the place to myself, but not today. Anyway, new swim. Let's just see what happens. Right, some action, and it's come right under my feet. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that, but it's doing a tour at the moment. Here she goes. Oh, nice fish. That has the looks. I only saw it briefly, but looked like a decent fish. Oh, it is a nice fish. Oh yes, that'll do. Well, those baits haven't been in there for an hour, so that's a very good start. I'll be back in a minute. Hey. Well, that's very helpful. Unhooked itself. I'm gonna have a wait on this one. It looks a nice fish. Thirteen and a half pounds, which is really nice. There, what do you make of that? Isn't that nice? Let's get it back. Yeah, that was ready to go. Well, that's not a bad start. A little bit over an hour that bait's been in the water. And that was the rod that was in the entrance to this backwater. So the next time I see the bailiff, I need to thank him. What have I been doing since I saw you last? Well, I managed to have a blank session on the Spate River. So I learned a little bit more about the minced fish feeder. What did I learn? Well, there's no guarantee of catching fish. For those of you that don't know what the minced fish feeder is, I'll put a link to a previous video at the end of this one, and you can catch up and just see what I'm on about. So yeah, blank on the Spate River. That's partly why I came here, to be honest. The river hasn't, according to the jungle drums, the river hasn't been fishing too well lately, so I thought I'd give it a swerve and come here. And as of what happened 10 minutes ago, I'm pleased I did. Well, that's 3 hours and just the early fish. I forgot to tell you about the tactics I'm using. Float ledgered sardine on both rods so far. Now those of you that are kind enough to follow the channel may remember that one of the tactics I use on here, which is often successful, is to float suspender bait under a float and let it drift about, and I might try that shortly. The only problem I've got at the moment, whilst there's only a light breeze, it's blowing straight in here, so wherever I put the suspended bait, it's going to end up under my feet, I suspect. Mind you, that fish this morning came from under my feet just about. So yeah, I might change one of the rods over, try something a bit different. Well, that's the suspended bait out. Let's just see if that works. We've got a little over an hour and a half left, and it's it's been very quiet since the early morning excitement. I've now got one bait suspended and I'm moving that around, and the rod that did the business this morning, I thought, well, I'm just going to leave it there and see if it can do the magic thing twice. I think it's been quiet generally. One of the guys who's pike fishing further around the pond came round for a walk earlier on, and him and his mate haven't had anything at all, so at least we've had some excitement. So as I say, a bit over an hour and a half for something to happen. Well, I'm afraid that's it. A one fish day, an early fish, then a long quiet day. But it would be wrong to sound disappointed with such a nice fish this morning. So I'm afraid, as I say, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. As to what's next, I'm not sure. I had one of my fishing acquaintances on the phone earlier on. He's down on the Spate River catching some very nice chub. Now, it's a long time since I've fished for a winter chub. Must be at least 3 years ago. And I don't know, I might just give that a try. Something different from the pike. We'll just have to wait and see. So as I say, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.